The internet just went crazy after years of hip-hop loyalty, love bars, and matching outfits, so our lyrical lovebirds might be doomed for good. This time, even a remix won't make it right because, according to exclusive leaked, possibly hacked sources, Remy is allegedly expecting a baby. But wait, it's not Papoose. Grab your snacks, lock your phones, and cancel your therapy appointment because the internet just exploded. The man who stood 10 toes down through prison bids and bit ciphers is reportedly filing for divorce papers already in hand, pen already signed, and fans are crying, fighting, and refreshing TMZ like it's a Super Bowl scoreboard. However, how did we get from Black Love to Baby Bomb Show? And what exactly was in that DNA test envelope that made it happen? The alleged father is none other than Eazy, the block captain. Yes, the same Eazy who was once rumored to be Just Ray's friend. This is how the empire collapses. What began as one of hip-hop's most celebrated love stories has now devolved into a twisted tale of betrayal, backstabbing, and baby-sized secrets. We're talking about Remy Ma, the Bronx-bred rap queen who is currently trending for all the wrong reasons, and her once devoted husband, Papoose, who, according to reports, walked out the door with divorce papers. Let's back it up for a moment, but the streets have been whispering for a while that Eazy the Block, Captain Ray's alleged side piece turned baby daddy, is a third player in this lyrical love triangle. Yes, the URL battle rapper, who has been hanging around in Ray's orbit for months, is now being pulled directly into the center of this Category 10 storm. Fans made fun of the set or the way they made a little too much eye contact during that Instagram live, but no one anticipated it would get out of hand until last week when an anonymous source, who will legally be known as Nurse Nikki, contacted several gossip blogs to say that Remy had been admitted to a private LBG clinic. At first, people dismissed it, saying that Roma was pregnant in 2025, which isn't exactly on anyone's bingo card, but then the blog began sharing pixelated pictures of a woman who. Twitter went crazy with hashtag Remy's baby, hashtag not Papoose, hashtag Eazy Trends explosions theories after it appeared that Remy was being wheeled out the back door of a Manhattan clinic with a suspiciously round stomach and oversized sunglasses. It was a social media battleground until suddenly there was a leak of a DNA test result that was anonymously posted to a Reddit thread called Papoose Had Enough. The document purportedly revealed that the unborn child was not biologically related to Papoose. Rather, the name listed under the presumed father was Hazy Dove, Block Captain Brew. Let that sink in. Awas Papoose deleted his Instagram account and disappeared, leaving behind nothing, not a story, cryptic quote, or even a "you all be easy," and that silence struck fans more deeply than any confirmation could have. Now, let's face it, Papoose has been the embodiment of loyalty for decades. He held Remy down while she was incarcerated, turned their love story into a brand, and essentially, imagine the betrayal when the world learned that the woman he supported was allegedly creeping behind the scenes with the battle rapper. Let's take a moment to discuss the motivation. As you may remember, Papoose and Remy's relationship had been tense for some time. The chemistry looked off during that most recent award show, and the smiles were forced. Papoose even missed Ray's birthday party last month, which at the time was written off as merely a scheduling conflict, but in retrospect, it was a warning sign the size of Yankee Stadium and Eazy. He has been hushed lately with no denial, no statement, and not even a passive-aggressive tweet, which is suspicious because the last time someone even suggested that he ghost wrote for a female rapper, he clapped back in 5 minutes. Then there was radio silence, followed by the shocking live stream in which a former friend of Ray's cousin went live on TikTok, claimed that a few months ago, Eazy and Remy were spotted checking into a luxury suite at the Beekman Hotel. She said that they spent the weekend apart and that she gave the concierge $500 to keep things discreet. Adding insult to injury, a fan said that she saw Eazy and Remy shopping together at a baby boutique in Brooklyn, holding hands and laughing like they were in a romantic comedy. According to insiders, Eazy overheard Rooney asking, "Do you think Pap knows you can't make this stuff up except we kind of are?" But that's beside the point anyway. The boutique owner has declined to comment, likely in an attempt to avoid being drawn into this mess. However, back to Papoose, the man who used to write multi-year oaths to his wife is now reportedly in full lawyer mode, according to a close source who definitely exists and is not just someone's uncle on Facebook. Papoose hired a private investigator months ago when he sensed something wasn't right. That same source claims he was the one who ordered the DNA test behind Rye's back. When the results were in, he didn't even wait for a conversation. Instead, he packed his bags and dipped. The saddest part, no public farewell, no I tried, just cold silence. And that's how you know it's real. Now, fans are divided. Some claim Remy fumbled the only real one in the game, while others blame Eazy calling. We still don't know the whole story, which leads us to the point where the chaos really starts. As Remy tries to keep quiet, Eazy hides in plain sight, and Papoose begins preparing for a life without his queen. The public is only growing more hungry, and the tea that's about to spill next could potentially destroy the entire industry. He is the sidekick who broke up hip-hop's royal couple. The memes are cruel, the hashtags are cruel, but the truth is that we still don't know the whole story. The whole hip-hop internet complex was in ruins after the alleged DNA test leak, and Remy is standing right in the middle of it. Reddit, YouTube, and Twitter were all in a war zone, and there were a ton of reactions, theories, and 4-hour breakdowns from channels you didn't even know existed. But the chaos didn't stop with leaked lab results and speculation. Oh no, that was only the beginning. The real drama began when a user on X, formerly Twitter, posted a blurry photo. The timestamp and location match exactly with Nurse Nikki's earlier claims that it was Remy and Eazy seen leaving a prenatal clinic together. The photo was obviously removed 14 minutes later. But guess what? The internet screenshots everything, and within an hour, major gossip pages like The Shadow Room and It's Hitting Missy Official were reposting, zooming, circling, and enhancing CSI style. And then just when we thought it was over, to make matters worse, an old direct message thread purportedly involving Remy and Eazy appeared in which Remy states, quote, "We knew this would happen, but I didn't think he'd go through with the test." Fans lost it. Wait, hold on, Remy knew she was pregnant and hoped Papoose wouldn't do the DNA test. What kind of daytime soap opera? No, scratch that. What kind of Netflix documentary is this? Suddenly, every previous interaction between Remy and Eazy was being re-examined as if it were part of a covert mission at the time they hugged for 2 seconds too long. That interview in which Eazy claimed to be a legend, but also to have a pragmatic motivation. That one rap battle in which Eazy slipped in a loyalty ain't always mutual bar confession, and that the fans were conducting extensive research. One TikTok creator even created a timeline that connected the alleged conception date with Remy's appearance at a New Orleans festival, comparing flight records, Uber trips, and Instagram story timestamps. She may not be employed by the FBI, but TikTok's Messa Murray certainly put them to shame. But what about Clarissa Shields? Yes, you forgot about her, didn't you? While Ray's pregnancy news is taking over the news, Clarissa, who was romantically involved with Papoose only a few weeks ago, is regaining her fame with the shady Instagram story that said, "Some of y'all out here making babies just to stay relevant." Oh no, she didn't, but yes, she did, and fans instantly clocked her. The most viral audio clip to come out of this whole mess is a voicemail purportedly left by Papoose, which was leaked by an unnamed cousin of Remy who will remain anonymous because, well, it's all completely fake. In the voicemail, Papoose can be heard saying, "I gave you everything I waited." And the comments are vicious, not Clarissa throwing uppercuts from outside the ring. Someone tag Remy before this gets deleted. With the DNA test that broke my entire soul, I can't even look at you anymore. Don't try to find me. Make a drop. Twitter exploded. TikTok had doits. One girl even choreographed it. But wait, we haven't even touched on Eazy the Block Captain, the alleged baby daddy at the center of all this chaos. Where is he not talking? posting, battling, or even trying to find me, I'm going to give you a child, and this is how you thank me. We're talking about double betrayal because it was easy to assume that the baby wasn't his either, or that he was just the fallback option in case the Papoose situation blew up, sis. However, there is now total silence, which made it even stranger. The biggest twist of all was when an alleged hospital employee from a private clinic in New Jersey came forward under a false identity to tell a blogger they paid extra for privacy. I didn't even know who she was until someone on shift whispered it was Remy. The man she came in with wasn't the same guy from the earlier appointments. That one was taller, lighter skinned, and had a Philly accent brew. The incident was officially in the news. The public is literally foaming at the mouth for the next update, and we're not just watching a breakup. We're watching the implosion of hip-hop's last real couple. The internet won't blink. But buckle up because part 3 is when the lawyers enter, the PR teams panic, and the endorsements begin. So what are we left with? A marriage on life support, a baby, and no one wants to publicly claim an underground rap beef ready to explode. If you thought things couldn't get any messier, think again. What began as a hush-hush pregnancy rumor has now devolved into a PR apocalypse, a legal circus, and a public meltdown of epic proportions. Let's start with the main event, the divorce, which took place Tuesday morning. An anonymous courthouse clerk in New York allegedly leaked the official divorce filing from Papoose against Remy, citing. The filing is timestamped 2 days after the DNA test results were leaked online, indicating that Papoose didn't wait a second longer than he had to. The man didn't even blink the moment he received confirmation that the child wasn't his, although he dipped faster than a guest at a dry wedding. This is irreconcilable betrayal and fraudulent paternity. That is fraudulent in the sense that you told me this was my baby, and it wasn't. Papoose had already made up his mind, allegedly, and the only words he wrote back were, "I waited 8 years for you. Now it's your turn to wait for peace." Remy attempted to stop the filing by showing up at Papoose's lawyer's office with a handwritten note pleading with them to change their mind. Whole Bruto certified pat bars, but Eazy, the block captain, was out here attempting to play both sides like a chessboard while Papoose was serving cold revenge. Eazy feels used and manipulated, according to a close friend who abruptly dropped a bombshell on Clubhouse, saying that Eazy is now demanding his own DNA test. You heard that right. After all this mess, Eazy isn't even sure if he's the father. If it turns out that baby isn't mine either, I'm done with Remy forever, sir, with all due respect. Shouldn't that have been the default months ago? One YouTube commenter wrote, "The only emergency is how fast the lies are catching up to her." In the meantime, Ma has completely disappeared from social media, statements, concerts, and appearances. She reportedly abruptly canceled the planned podcast interview, claiming a family emergency, but her fans weren't buying it. And according to Fate, businesses won't be staying around for this one, but spicy marketing reveals 2 of Ray's current endorsements. We're watching you fumble your bag in 4K, but not everyone is silently watching because Claudette Ray's own sister went on TikTok Live, teary-eyed and clearly exhausted, to share her side of the story. Her words left fans shaking, and I pleaded with her not to mess this up because Pap loved her more than anything. I saw what he did when she was in prison, how he remained faithful, how he turned down. The public isn't done yet. Hashtag Remy, hashtag Docception, hashtag LockCaptainBubby, hashtag BibleClub, yes. These are the hashtags trending globally. Fan edits, TikTok reenactments, and even a meme compilation called Ray's Lies in 60 seconds have already amassed over 4 million views. Record deals only to raise their child, and this is what he gets. I can't stand by her this time because she crossed the line of when your own blood flips the script on you. People are using this scandal to advance their careers, but the icing on the cake is that Ray's former publicist, yes, went on a messy podcast and stated that she had it all, her freedom, her legacy, and her pap, but she couldn't let go of the thrill. She cheated for chaos rather than love. Now, let's talk about the legal risks. There are rumors that Papoose may be pursuing a civil suit for emotional distress, especially if Remy knew the baby wasn't his but still allowed him to believe it was, and in New York State. Theoretically, if someone intentionally misleads a partner about paternity, they could be sued for damages. It's possible that Remy could lose her husband, her baby daddy, her reputation, and her money. The irony is that all of this drama could have been a background like a silent assassin. She occasionally posts cryptic messages like "Silence hits harder than lies, ma'am. We're begging you to just say the whole thing with your chest," but she won't. She's letting Remy drown in her own mess and enjoying every second of it. Word on the street is that Papoose is already working on a heartbreak mixtape, which is rumored to feature Conway, Benny the Butcher, and even Nas. His full-fledged comeback to music may be loading. Where do we go from here? A family torn apart, careers in limbo, a baby on the way that no one seems ready for, and fans more divided than ever. Half of them are screaming, "Free Remy." The other half are saying, "Cancel her forever." However, E has been seen throwing singles at a strip club in Philadelphia while someone in the background yelled, "Child support is going to be crazy, bro." Regardless of your stance, one thing is certain: Black love has officially left the conversation. Now that the ashes have been removed from what was once the most unbreakable couple in hip-hop, Papoose is out and Remy is exposed. Eazy may be a father, or he may be getting played, but the question is, who do you think is responsible for this betrayal? Did she orchestrate the biggest betrayal in the history of celebrity couples? Is Eazy the innocent battle rapper? As you already know, the Gossip Spill vibe stays 10 steps ahead of the drama, and we've got receipts ready before the ink dries. Stay messy, stay woke, and get caught in the crossfire. Or did he block Cap